What's up, y'all? Welcome to Carolina Takedown Talk, episode 14. I'm Ryan Mitchell, joined by my man Rhett Hoy. We are a podcast that is presented by Carolina's Mat News. Mr. Frank Smithwick doing big things for our North Carolina wrestling community.
We're also brought to you by Village Coaching Recruiting. Guys, if you guys want to wrestle in college or girls, hit up Coach Sewell. All right, Tanner Sewell, Village Coaching Recruiting. He's going to help you find the best program for you to be a part of, whether that's NAIA, D3, even a club, D2, D1, anything, all right? He's going to find you the best spot to get in.
And make sure you like and subscribe our YouTube channel. They're going to be throwing a lot of North Carolina high school content up there, guys. We're even some college stuff. We're going to try to bring you the best coverage we can, along with Frank, and just have not just our Carolina Takedown Talk show up there. Like Rhett's already visited Gardner Webb, so we're going to be more content like that coming your way. All right, Rhett. Another recap. Another week. It's crazy. I feel like this season's going pretty fast.
It is. It's fine.
I want to start off at the top with our boys from Avery County. Man.
Monsters.
They're good.
Yeah.
They're real good. I mean, we knew that coming into the year. We knew that they were going to kind of run away with 1A. At least that's our perception, right? But they are continuing to smash teams. Now, I'm not going to beat around the bush and say they've had the toughest schedule so far. And we're going to talk about a matchup later that we're pretty excited about this week. But they have just been beating everyone up. And we got to talk about our boy Zach Vance from Avery County, man. We talked about, if you remember back at the 1A, 2A title contenders episode, we were talking about, man, Levi Andrews, two-time state champ, moving up to heavyweight, but they have a two-time state qualifier and Zach Vance up there. What are they going to do? And I think it was you, Red, that said maybe he's been working his way down. And we didn't know. We weren't sure. He's been working his way down, ladies and gentlemen, and he's been wrestling 220 for Avery County. And not only did he wrestle 220 for Avery County, but he scored a huge win over Jaron Greer of Ashe County, who was a state runner-up last year. You said it, Rhett, you were the one who brought me the attention to this when I kind of missed it a little bit. You said he was up like 6-1. It ended up being an injury default or something like that, right?
Yep. So I know that his coach reached out to us, let us know a little bit about it, but this kid is going to be the real deal.
Yeah.
Okay? He is a hammer. I'm excited to see him. You know, like we said, he kind of worked his way down. They looked like what could have been a little bit of predicament there with two studs being right there, you know. But I think he's here, and he's here to stay. He's
and you know what? Avery really needed another title contender.
Yeah.
I say that very sarcastically.
Yeah, they didn't need another one.
But now they have another top-ranked kid in the state to go along with all the other ones they have.
Yeah.
More points for them, guys. I just don't see anyone getting anywhere close to Avery. It's incredible what they got going on right now.
Yeah.
Now, a big 2A matchup we had, West Lincoln over RS Central. RS Central's a team that you and I were like hopping the praise on. We're like, Coach Cox is doing things, and they are.
Yeah.
They're doing great. They beat Lake Norman. They beat Newton Conover, right? And then Fred T. Ford kind of did their thing.
Yeah.
But West Lincoln West Lincoln, Butch Ross, we talk about him all the time. I think it was, 2 years ago maybe it was last year, people were kind of not thinking about him, not talking about him, and then all they did was kind of just sneaky, had a great dual championship playoffs, found themselves back in the state finals. I can't remember that, like I said, if that was last year or the year before, but there's an interesting result that came out of this, Red, that caught my eye. I actually screenshotted it real quick and sent it straight to you and Frank, and that was Ricky Reynolds, who's really good, state qualifier a couple times, over Zach Lewis. Now, I will say this matchup took place at 152, and I think Zach Lewis is going to be a 138-pounder at the state tournament. And we know Coach Cox is like, I don't care. I'm moving my kids up to get the best matches.
Love it.
Always like that. We love that. So, but Ricky Reynolds with the fall, it was at 5:36, I think is what the time on the fall was. Man, that's a big old win for Mr. Reynolds, dude. And that really caught my attention. I'm going to be paying way more attention to Ricky Reynolds throughout the season. I wasn't really expecting that result at all.
No, that was a big one. Zach Lewis is a stud. I think Ricky Reynolds really put himself on the map. I mean, like you said, state qualifier, so he was already there, but
Different level, though.
Yeah.
Different level.
Different level. Then we got another East Side try over there. We got Pinecrest, Cardinal Gibbons, and Fike going at it.
Yeah.
Pretty big duel for the East Side of the state there. Some of the just dual results on that are going to be Pinecrest over Cardinal Gibbons, and then Fike over.
Yeah, Fike over Cardinal Gibbons?
Yeah.
I honestly, so I gotta be just real with you guys. I checked that result, went back to the main page of track, kept scrolling, and I was like, wait a minute, did I just see the right thing?
Yeah.
So I was a little confused. So I went back, checked it, I was like, yeah, Fike over Cardinal Gibbons. That really just happened. And nothing crazy happened in the duel, honestly. Nothing that you wouldn't expect. It just Fike was the better team on that duel day. And man, it was impressive. Now, the better duel, I think, as far as matchups go, and that you guys know, that the people that listen, that duels are great. I love duels, team stuff, that's awesome. But these individual matches are what really gets me fired up. And watching Ryan Dell, I always mess your name up, man, every time. Pizzle from Cardinal Gibbons, he had a great match with Riley Merchant. They're really like 6'5". I know Coach Curtin at Pinecrest is said that Riley Merchant's a guy to watch, a guy to keep an eye on at 132, and he proved it, man, because I think a lot of Ryan at Cardinal Gibbons, and so that match was good. And then I know he actually tweeted at our account and said that Roland was up at 120 and had a good match with Cardinal Gibbons, Gundry.
Yep.
And he said that one was a fun one. And anybody that wrestles well with Matthew Roland must be a stud, because I think a lot of Matthew. So
right.
Good matches in those duels. Definitely keep an eye on that one, because we've talked a lot about. It seems like a lot of our title contenders right now are kind of Midwest or West teams, minus kind of Laney, right?
Yeah. Right.
But Pinecrest as a team might be coming out of the East as far as a little underrated as far as those points go. And if we had a dual state championship, and like I said, I don't want to get started on limiting our season, and again, because I was getting a little fired up at the end of our last episode, but dual state championship, we still had that. Pinecrest would be definitely a team that would be in the mix. So
yeah. This next one I was really excited about, though. Piedmont in Lake Norman.
Mm-hmm.
Piedmont getting the win over Lake Norman.
And I'll tell you, RS Central, right? Piedmont, Lake Norman. We've talked about those teams a lot, and that's because they are out there seeking that best competition. They're wrestling each other all the time.
Some of the toughest schedules.
So, in the big individual result out of that match, Piedmont taking out Lake Norman was Jake Cobble over Noah Murray. Noah Murray is a freshman big boarder. I think a lot of them. And Jake Cobble was a state runner-up last year.
Yeah.
Looked great. He beat Noah Kaiser last week, up a weight. So him and Jackson Baglio kind of on a collision course, and they're gonna meet, I'm sure, at regionals and state tournament. They met a few times last year with Baglio coming out on top. But I think those are the best two kids at 3A 113. No doubt in my mind about it. Those two guys are going to kind of be on collision course. Now, don't forget about Christian Zigfus, though. I don't want to leave him out. West Brunswick. I'm not sure if he's at 113 or can make his way down, but either way. And then another East Coast battle. Rosewood beats North Pitt. Rosewood continues to be a great program. North Pitt building. Really keep an eye on their 182 pounder Raheem Jones. I talked about him last week, and then
monster
Alex Espinoza. He got his 100th win actually this past week. So he's their 220 pounder.
Congrats to you, man.
He actually got upset by Trace Creighton, who'd be winning the bracket at 2A 220 last year. In the first round last year, Espinoza was the East Regional champ, where Creighton was coming out of the 4 seed. So Espinoza kind of getting looked over a little bit, I think, in our state rankings. He might be a guy that surprises some people ranking wise.
Right.
And dude, Mooresville, West Forsyth. This was a duel. Not only was it two teams that continually put themselves out there, but we had the biggest result in my mind of the week, as far as individual goes. I don't know. It's toss up between this and a couple of the Inca Robbinsville results. Aiden Maher. Does anybody remember that name? You should, because last week he beat Kyle Fink, who is a state champ.
Yep.
Then guess what he does this week? He beats Caleb Tate, who is a state champ, who bonused his way through the state tournament last year. He beats him 1-0. And so this is Maher's second win over a state champ this season within just the 3 weeks we've been wrestling, right?
Yeah.
Mr. Maher, and I hope I'm saying your name right. If I'm not, send me a message or read a message on our social media accounts and correct me. I don't mind that. You got my serious attention. You are on that big board on the next update as long as your season continues this trajectory. Big deal right now. I mean, huge jump. He was a state qualifier last year, but to go from state qualifier to
knocking off 2 state
champs in a row,
yeah,
and that's kind of the hardest jump.
And good ones too.
Yeah,
like those are two solid guys.
And to make those jumps, I think that jump's the hardest, right? From going from state qualifier to elite level state champ, that's a lot harder than going from that guy who was on the cusp to that state qualifier stuff. Jumping and beating state players, state champs. Huge win for him. Now the rest of the duel kind of went the way you expect, Mooresville over West Forsyth, but whoa,
that was big.
What a result there. I'm excited. And dude, know what makes me even more excited about is that he's kind of a guy we weren't talking about in that title contenders episode weeks ago. We were talking about Caleb Tate. We were talking about Holden Cypher. We were talking about whether it's going to be Carson Florida, Sakari Morrison, 3 state champs of the weight. Not so fast. Here comes Mr. Aiden Maher, entering his name in the chat. He's going to be a problem. He's obviously shown himself, so it makes that 4A 195-pound weight even better.
Yeah.
Even better.
Which I didn't
Super excited. Yeah, we were. Everybody, please go that weight. That's even think about like
no
right? That's what we said.
Add one more.
Yeah. So
add one more to the mix.
That's I'm excited. That's gonna be the best weight, maybe the state tournament. I think. I mean, I just don't see any other weight being as good. And we can talk a little bit more about kind of our anticipated matchups a little bit later in the episode, but he's entering that conversation and he can no longer be ignored. I hear you, Aiden, and I'm watching every match from here on out.
Loud and clear. And now,
all right, guys.
I got my boys.
We're gonna have to keep Rhett from
getting too
excited here and being too biased. Coach Odom, notice Rhett didn't show up to the duel so that you couldn't give him all types of grief.
Oh man, I hated that I could not be there.
Yeah, man, I get it. You had some stuff you had to miss, but man, now he's here to talk about it. He wants to talk about all the Inca Robbinsville results, and he honestly, Rhett, whether you were coaching Inca or not, that was the duel of the week.
Yeah, it was.
Right? Well, Mooresville West Forsyth was up there, but there was more intrigue as far as matches go in this Inca Robbinsville one. Both these teams, as Coach Odom says, they want the smoke. We know Coach Harris always schedules a tough schedule. I don't think anybody in the state would go against that. Yeah, he always is getting the tough tournaments, always getting the tough duels. He's not afraid of anybody. So let's get down to it, man. Do you want to kick it off with telling everybody what the duel score was?
I think we had it 44-33.
Yeah, something like that. It's like
somewhere
44,
in there.
40 to 33.
Inca takes it over Robbinsville.
Notice he's wearing his Inca shirt today. I'm rocking the stalemate shirt.
Okay, coincidence. Look, Odom, we love you. You know we love you guys down there. We always love coming down there wrestling. I think it's one of the best places to see a duel in the
100%.
state. Like if you guys can get to a duel at Robbinsville, go.
I think it is a Facebook
awesome.
post. Didn't Odom say, like, if you want to come down to the greatest show?
Yeah, if you want to be a part of the greatest show on Earth, schedule Robbinsville. Yeah,
and it's sure.
They want the smoke,
and
okay?
the travel there is beautiful.
It is.
It's a great
drive.
You know,
if you can get to a duel there,
it's beautiful on the way there.
Get to a duel at Robbinsville. So I think the biggest match that we're going to talk about, all right, is your boy,
Cage Williams.
That's him.
Tell you, man. Honestly, really thankful for Cage's dad on Twitter because I wasn't paying attention to the time yesterday and just kind of moseying along, and all of a sudden I got a notification. I was like, oh, Robbinsville Inca's up, and I was able to tune in, and then actually I got in there just in time to watch the Cage Williams Luke Arts match. And you brag on your boy Luke Arts all the time.
Yep.
And honestly, Cage Williams' dad Jeremy did too. He was like, hey, props to Arts for bumping up from 170 where he weighed in at 182 and taking the match. And once again, Odom and Harris, they're not worried about that. They want to get their guys the best competition, do what's best for their program, their team. So Luke Arts bumps up, takes on Cage Williams, and I mean, I know you're not going to say it because that's your boy Luke, but I'm going to say it. Cage Williams put on the dang show and dominated Luke Arts. Now, like you said, he's a 70 pounder coming up, but man, Cage looked phenomenal. Quick takedown in the first. Almost put him in danger a few times in the first period. almost turned him a few times, and then quick reversal to the fall in the second period. Now, I'm not saying Luke Arts looked bad. I'm not saying that Luke Arts is anything. I think Luke Arts is one of the title contenders at 170, actually. But Cage Williams is just on another level right now.
Sometimes you just reach that buzzsaw.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just get a kid that's a hammer.
Yeah.
And Cage is. And I think Luke is too. I actually didn't get to watch the full match yesterday. I watched it today. Cage is the real deal. I think that Luke, in that match, if we were to wrestle that again, I think Luke has to get to his offense. You know, and I think we talk about that all the time, is that who can get to their offense is who's going to, who we think is really going to win that match. And Cage got to his offense a lot.
Yes.
And got there fast, got there quick, and finished there, and finished quick.
The thing I think that impresses me about Cage is his evolution since last spring. I watched the match with him and Holden Cypher, and I felt like Cage was kind of relying a little bit too much on one tie in particular, and I feel like he's kind of mixing up a little more. We talked a little bit about how Joe Seeley moves his hands, moves his feet really well. Cage Williams is super similar with that. Moves his hands, moves his feet.
Yeah.
Not your typical freshman, right? Not your typical freshman.
No, he's not.
North Carolina coaches, college coaches, full court press on Cage Williams. Make sure we keep that guy around somewhere in this state, whether it's at App or NC State or Gardner-Webb or at Chapel Hill with Coach Coleman Scott.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't want him to get too far. I know he's going to be a very prized recruit. I know he's very highly rated by Willie Saylor on Willie Saylor's freshman big board, and with good reason, man. This kid is phenomenal. I'm not sure if where the college coaches' brains are about freshmen at this point, especially North Carolina freshmen, but this is a kid that they better know his name and they better get to know him fast.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the biggest match of the duel, Rhett. This is the guy that you work with a lot. This is kind of your boy here, and he wrestled really well, right? But so Kyle Fink, state champ, state runner-up as a freshman, over last year's state runner-up at 3A. Colby Maxwell. Match was really a fun match to watch, and I think the thing that I noticed is on their feet, I felt like Kyle kind of dominated the ties a little bit, and so that kind of controlled the pace as far as pushing Colby around a little bit. Even though I felt like Colby kind of did a really great job of moving his feet a little bit, he probably was more active as far as shots go, maybe, and that's going off of watching it yesterday. But Fink kind of controlled the ties. And then Colby looked great in the second period. Man, he put on a tough ride. I was like, oh, in my mind, at the end of the second period, I was like, Colby Maxwell's going to win this match.
Colby is a hammer on top.
He looked great on top. He is
solid.
That's a difference maker. I've preached that for a long time as a coach, and then I still believe I look for it in my prospects and these North Carolina kids. Who's good on top? Who's good on top? And Colby looked great, honestly. And we re-wrestled this match today. It could go Colby's way. It was so close. Colby ended up getting out right away in the third period. And then, again, Fink kind of controlled those ties and pushed him to the edge and made sure he was the one that was more active. And then Colby got hit with another stall call. He took his first one in the first period when they were on their feet. So 1-1. And then Colby kind of takes like an errant shot, I think he was feeling the pressure. He just got hit with that stall call. There wasn't time on there. I knew it was short time. And he takes a shot, probably a shot he wants back, maybe a little cleaner. And then Fink scrambles out of it and comes out on top for the 2 at the buzzer. It was exciting, guys. That was the best match of the weekend as far as that I've been able to put eyes on that I saw. That was fun, man. It was fun. And
with that being said, really fast, if you guys have match videos that you want to send us, please send it.
Yeah,
we would love to start. We're trying to bring some new things in here, and we're gonna try and start watching these matches and really react and kind of give you guys our live feedback of what we see. We watched one we'll talk about here in just a minute, but that there was a takedown in it that I'm so here jumping up and down. Going nuts because it was clean. It was dirt. It was nice.
And like Brett was saying, we want to do some more stuff. We're kind of playing around with some ideas. We got a production guy, Daniel, helping us out to help us figure out some more content stuff. We're going to maybe watch some matches and put our audio commentary in the background and kind of our thoughts and stuff like that. We're gonna test some of that stuff later. But
For sure.
if you have matches, send them to us. Send it to my email account, the NC Wrestling Guy at gmail.com.
Or you guys can send it to Caroline Takedown Talk at gmail.com.
Or you can just throw it to
Instagram.
our social media. Or if you have one of our cell phone numbers, obviously you can send it that way.
Yeah. Whichever way you need to. But this next one I want to get into.
Yeah, this is huge, man.
Is a big one.
You need to brag on this one.
Isaiah Morrison over Luke Wilson.
Yes. Yeah.
Isaiah came to wrestle.
And you said Isaiah's just a sophomore?
Yeah.
Wow. I'm impressed by this win because Luke Wilson probably is a 13-pounder this year, coming up to 120. But that, to me, like I said about the Zach Lewis match earlier, he's a state runner-up, guys. This is really, really good. So for Isaiah to come out,
Isaiah's putting himself on the map
and beating Luke Wilson, another guy, like I said about Aiden Baher, I'm like, all right, Isaiah, you got my attention, my friend, because this is a very big win here. So, and Luke, this also goes for a result I really didn't talk about too much a few weeks ago, but Joey Brasino from Southeast Guilford also has a little win over Luke Wilson. So that I'm watching you as well. But for this duel, and we saw this is the match that Red got fired up about. We were watching here. Daniel Red and I were sitting here watching.
He had like a little elbow pass or something over there on the edge.
Yeah, he had a little elbow pass that was dirty, and then he had to hit that duck straight to put him back. Luke Wilson's back, stuck him there. Rhett was. I've never seen Rhett jump so high. It was crazy, guys. It was crazy. So, but another couple guys. They didn't really have big matches in the duel, but they looked great. Jaden Noel from Robbinsville looked awesome. He's a title contender, maybe title favorite right now at 126 at 1A. And then Tony Torres, a guy that you brought up to me, man, I think last year pre-state tournament, you're like, man, I really like this Tony kid that we have on our team. Good kid, good wrestler, pay attention to him at the state tournament, da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, all right, yeah, sure, right. You're my friend. I'll watch his matches or whatever. And I followed him through the tournament, but didn't pay too close attention. And then you did that interview with him at Inca after y'all's practice, and you're like sending them to me to kind of preview him. And I watched his, and I was like, man, this Tony kid is pretty awesome. I just really enjoyed your interview, Tony. Think highly of you as a kid after that, and not only do I think highly of you as a kid, you looked amazing in this Robbinsville duel, and I'm ready to say 160, Tony Torres. He's kind of leaning to my pick. I know that kind of goes against my trend. I'm supposed to not pick Inca kids.
Tony, I told you, just keep working.
It really what won me over is your interview that you did with Rhett as a person, but looking pretty good.
Him and Grayson Harris together in that room. Him, Grayson, Arts. Eli bumps up there and wrestles with him every now and then. Eli Foster, but man,
that's a fun little little group,
dude. If you could see some of the goes that Grayson and Tony have, I'll be wrestling and kind of have to stop and watch them every now and then because they get in these spots and like they're both they're solid on their feet. Grayson is so long on top, but Tony never stops on bottom, and so it's awesome. Like, I might have to get some B-roll footage of them scrapping just for you.
Cool. I like it. I'm
just for you because I'm telling you, 152 and 160, 3A needs to be on notice for Grayson Harris and my man Tony Torres.
Yeah, they're looking good, man. They really are. I really, especially liking Tony after that duel, just the way he looked. And just because Inca won that match, though, Red, doesn't mean that they're going to beat Central Cabarrus, though.
I know. We're still going to prove
Central Cabarrus.
Okay.
Cabarrus.
You had it right the first time.
I know.
Thank you,
Trip Rogers.
Thank you, Trip Rogers, for that correction.
Second guess myself there. But let's talk Hammer of the Week, though. This is something that you want to talk about. It's Hammer time, Rhett says.
Yep. NC Hammer time here.
Now, we know Southeast Wrestling, Jason Fulmore, you put out like a bunch of different hammers, and that's kind of where
he does it kind of by weight. And,
but we want to pick one guy that kind of jumped out in one team that kind of jumped out to us as well. So, my one team,
Inca.
Sorry, Inca.
There it is.
Oh, man.
Flip it. Tony, we made it. We're proving them wrong. All right.
That kind of tastes bad coming out of my mouth. Just kidding. Inca guys, I like you guys too. I've been around the West North Carolina for a while, so I know you guys are legit. But Inca impressed me with that win over Robbinsville. That was my duel of the week, so the winner is going to be that team. Who you got team-wise, Rhett?
Team-wise, it's tough for me not to go with Inca.
Oh.
Go in there. It's
all right,
tough for me.
team of the week for me.
It's tough for me not to go with Inca.
Central Cabarrus, you're my team of the week. I don't care who you beat. All right, he's picking Inca for the team of the week, so I'm going Central Cabarrus.
No, honestly, no. My team of the week's going to be Pinecrest.
Yeah,
coming out over there. Like you said, I think if we had a dual team tournament this year, Pinecrest would be at near the top of that list.
Yeah, I think they'd come out of the East for sure.
Yeah, and so no, I'm not gonna take Inca here for team of the week. That is too much bias. Okay, my guys already know I love them, but I'm gonna go with Pinecrest. And for individual, I gotta go Maher.
Yeah, so
dude, if we're saying your name right. Hopefully we are. If we're not, let us know. Please give us some feedback on that. But I got to go with him. 2 wins over
Can I go
champs.
cop out on this one and go with a tie? Because I can't decide.
Nope.
I'm being indecisive.
You're going to go Cage Williams. I already know you are.
No, I'm going to go. Maher, I think, is the one that's like, okay, this guy beat 2 state champs in 3 weeks.
Yep.
But I also want to go with our man Kyle Fink, who Maher beat, because Kyle Fink won the other biggest match, right? He beat. Yeah. That was the biggest match credential-wise of the week. So I'm going tie. I don't care what Rhett says. I'm going to go tie. I'll be indecisive. Kyle Fink, Robbinsville, and West Forsyth, Aiden Maher. You guys are my hammers of the week.
Picture of the week 100% goes to
Robbinsville,
Ainsley Fink.
Yes, Kyle's
that picture was sick.
That is sick.
Okay.
We need that on every single Sanction NC women's movement picture. We need that on.
We'll make sure to plug that into this episode.
When they do like the little guidebooks for the state tournament, put that photo.
She needs to be on the front page.
Yes, that photo was
for
sick.
the rest of time in North Carolina wrestling.
That was amazing.
But let's go ahead and roll on to the next week.
Speaking of Robbinsville. And
Monday, they are kicking it off with, I'm going to go ahead and say it's going to be the match of the week. 100%.
Yes.
But he's your boy, so I'm going to let you talk about it. I'll talk about the duel. Monday, we do have, I think, one of the coolest, probably the biggest 1A match of the year.
Yeah, 100%. Unless we could get Avery URA charter.
Unless we could get a duel with them.
Yeah. And that only because they're not going to match up until the state tournament. I love Robbinsville.
So we'll say the biggest duel in the West so far.
Yes. Oh,
right. With Avery and Robbinsville making the trip to Mitchell.
And don't leave out our boys from Mitchell. That ducking will get you if you don't forget them there.
Nope, they're making the trip to Mitchell, which is another awesome place to see a duel.
Yes.
I know we talked about
those places. Mitchell, Robbinsville,
those
Avery.
are 3 awesome places that if you can get there and if you can see a duel there, go.
Yes. Yeah.
It is awesome. I don't care who they're wrestling. They always bring fans. They always have an awesome, I don't want to say production, but almost. They make it special to wrestle there.
I agree.
I was lucky enough to wrestle in Avery and Mitchell's conference in high school. And, man, it was one of my favorite places to go wrestle were those 2 because they made it a big deal, But we'll go and get into this duel.
Yes. So these are like Mitchell, Robbinsville, Avery, 3 of the top 5 programs probably in the 1A classification. Maybe not like gonna finish in all 5, right, in the top 5 this year.
Right.
But historically over the past how many years, it's Avery, Mitchell, Robbinsville, Rosewood, URA Charter.
Yep.
Those are kind of your top teams consistently, historically. And then it gives us the gift that I was hoping for, the 1A match that I want to see the most. Cage Williams, who we've already talked about, I think everybody knows his name, or should by now. I think everybody knows how much I like Cage Williams as a wrestler here, against freshman state champ Seth Blackledge from Avery. Seth Blackledge, all he did was last year win a state title at 160 as a freshman. And now he's up at 182, and we're going to get the best match of the 1A season by far, and it's going to be awesome.
Preview the state finals?
Preview the state finals 100%. It's, to me, we're going to talk a little bit later about our most anticipated matchups of each class. You have a freshman state champ. It's not like Seth Blackledge is a senior state champ, one is a junior. Nothing. He's a young kid on the scene too, right?
Right.
And how many freshmen have we had win in North Carolina state titles? It's not many if you think percentage-wise, right? And it's statistically really hard to win a freshman state title at 160.
Mm-hmm.
He's highly rated on the sophomore big board, and then you have number 2 on the freshman big board, Cage Williams. All right, Rhett, I'll let you pick first. Who you got?
Cage.
I'm going
on it. I'm on the train.
I'm going Cage Williams as well.
Avery.
And that's not because I don't think highly of Seth Blackledge. Like, I think if he would have went 170, he wins.
After
if
watching
he goes 195,
Cage against
him think is a match, right? But Cage Williams, I think, is just kind of another
After
level
seeing
right
him with Arts, I've got to be on the train.
Yeah.
I'm on the hype train. I'm on the Cage Williams hype train there.
Cage's looking phenomenal, man.
I see you, Cage. I see you now.
I finally got him on the Cage Williams hype train with me, Cage.
Yep.
But Seth, I think super highly of you too. And I think we all know, duel-wise, Avery's gonna roll. Avery's gonna roll.
I still think Avery could almost duel with just about anybody in the state right now.
Yes.
I think they've got 3 holes in their whole lineup that aren't guaranteed.
Yes, yeah.
At least wins, if not bonus. So it's
100%.
tough. But another massive duel that's coming up is going to be Lake Norman, Pinecrest, and West Forsyth.
Yep, that is the man. Avery Robbinsville, where you got this try. It's tough, man. I don't know. This we got some good. We don't have a lot of volume of good matches this week.
I don't know.
We got like some really good matches.
It's tough to pick duel of the week because of this one weight in this try that we're talking about.
Kick it off. On here.
So of course we've got Roland and Noah Murray.
Yeah, both combat kids. So
both combat kids, so they've wrestled before. Excited about that, but what I am pumped for is going to be who's going to take on Maher here.
Yeah.
Is it going to be Sakari Morrison?
Yeah, maybe.
Or is it going to be Floyd?
Oh boy, this is the kind of stuff. So the Cage Williams Seth Blackledge match, and then this potential match right here are the stuff that gets me fired up the most. Like, duels are awesome. I appreciate the duel atmosphere, but these individual matches, man.
Yeah.
Now, interesting enough, like Sakari started at 195 and Floyd wrestled 220, and now they kind of flip-flop. And Floyd wrestled 195 and Sakari wrestled 220 next week. I'm not really sure what Lake Norman's going to do there in their lineup. Either way, one of them is going to get Aiden Maher. And Maher, as we already talked about, we've been talking a lot about him on this podcast so far today. He's on a heater. He's beat 2 state champs already this season. He might get his 3rd here with Sakari Morrison. So, and then I have been on record of saying if Carson Floyd goes 220, I pick him to win the state title at 220. So, I don't know. Part of me, since they went with Floyd at 195 last week, thinks it's Floyd and Maher.
If Sakari wrestles, Sakari wins it.
You think Sakari wrestles, Sakari wins? I think so too. Floyd versus Maher, who do you got? Because that's the match I think we're going to get. I think it's going to be Floyd-Maher. Which Floyd is the original you got my attention from me. Because when he beat Cage Williams and a couple other people this summer, I was like, whoa, this guy, this guy's got my attention.
He's on a hot streak. Maher's on a hot streak. That is tough to pick. If Sakari wrestles, I'm taking Sakari. And for that, if Floyd wrestles, I'm going to take Floyd.
Man, I thought we were going to disagree on this. I thought you were going to take Maher. That's why I made you go first.
I know. But it's tough because there's levels.
Yeah.
And I just think that Sakari and Floyd are both on separate levels than all the guys that Maher has beat.
I think I'm with you, man. I'm not going to disagree. I thought we were going to disagree. I thought you were going to go with Maher because he is on that high streak,
not
right?
Yet.
He's beat 2 state champs in 3 weeks.
I see him.
He's
not there yet,
definitely
though.
one we got to think about. And if he wins this one, man, I don't know if I'll ever pick against him unless it's against Holden Cypher again. So I'm going either way, Morrison or Floyd. I'm going to go with the Lake Norman guy.
Yeah.
I think Floyd is really, really good.
I agree.
And then we got a little dual action. This is going to be Cata's first real test of the year. We got Cata versus Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant is another team that, man, they put the shoes on and travel.
Yeah.
And they wrestle whoever. They'll wrestle Lake Norman. They'll wrestle Morrisville. They'll wrestle RS Central. They'll wrestle Cata. So they're hitting all the top teams in this shortened season. I'm really impressed by them. So we got Monteperto versus David McCreachin. Now, McCreachin's a freshman. He's been really impressive. He's on the freshman big board. But as you said, there's kind of levels to this.
Yeah.
And we all know what Kyle Monteperto is, right? He's, man, pound for pound, he might be the best kid in our state. I don't know. It's him, Ford, Trainer, Joe Seeley, Jeremiah Price, Cage Williams. Those guys kind of all up there. But Monteperto's kind of made a really strong case for that as well. And he's going to show his level as this. He's tech state champs, like Trip Collins.
Yeah.
He tech followed him over the summer. So obviously we're going with him on that one. I just wanted to point it out that, hey, this McCreachin kid, even though he's going to probably get beat up pretty good here.
Still a stud.
Still a stud. And then
He's still a hammer.
state finals preview, maybe. Right, I'm not gonna say 100% just the way the season is, but Dalton Miller, who was a state runner-up at 152 last year, from Mount Pleasant, is gonna wrestle Aiden Curry, who was a state runner-up as a freshman and state champ last year. Kind of ran through the field a little bit last year at the state tournament.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Curry there. I just think he's kind of just a notch above where Miller's at right now, even though
Right now, I would say so. I do agree that I think this could be a state finals preview here. I think they could both match up pretty well in that bracket. But I got to go with you and go with Curry here. I think he's just, like you said, he's on another level.
Hey, Rhett, have we mentioned Pinecrest yet in this episode?
I don't think we have.
Because let's talk about it again.
Yeah.
And then I know you love this program. You love Jack Brett, man.
Yep.
So you talk about him. So we got Jack Brett.
Coach Sigmund,
and again,
Byron Sigmund down there, Jack Britt.
Yeah, Pinecrest coming out again. Coach Curtin here. Man, they have a tough week ahead of them, right? Like that try and then this match right here.
Yes, they do.
Now, the match of this duel that I'm super excited about is state runner-up Joseph Locke, who was at 138, state runner-up last year as a sophomore, and then right a weight above him, Jaden Dobeck at 145, freshman state runner-up last year, looking good. Both of them are this year. Man, this is gonna be a battle at once. They both of them wrestle 160, so cross fingers that no one goes down and they both wrestle 160, or cross fingers that they both went down to 152. I want this matchup. Make it happen, coaches. So let's do this thing here. As I guess my new catchphrase is, let's boogie, right? So let's do this thing. Man, both had phenomenal seasons last year. I know you mentioned in the title contenders episode that you really like Joseph Locke as kind of a guy that's going to emerge to challenge anybody. I'm going to go with Jaden Dobeck in this match. I really like his skill set.
We finally disagree on this episode.
Oh, we're going to disagree here. I like it.
Here.
I like Jaden Dobeck's skill set. I did pre-state runner-up performance. I liked him going into the state tournament last year, so I'm going to go with Dobeck.
I'm going Locke there.
Yeah,
I think it's.
I figured you like. I mean, I think it goes like Inca and Jack Britt might be your number 2 favorite program here in the state.
Now let's calm down. Let's calm down there, okay?
All right.
I don't know. I'm a big fan of Byron. Been around, him growing up. My brother's age and up there. The Sigmund family. Great for North Carolina wrestling there. But I am going to go Locke there. I think he'll take it over Dobeck. But
we got some good matches this week, right?
Yeah. Oh man, it's
some
loaded.
Good individual matches.
It's loaded.
Pumped up.
If they all fall the right way, I think it could be an awesome week that we're gonna have some fun talking about next week. That I would love, especially if we can get any of the matches that we talked about.
Send them to us, guys. Send them to us.
Please.
Let us through email or through our social media. And it's kind of weird, right? I also saw on the schedule there's some conference tournaments that are going down.
Yeah.
It just seems kind of fast. It's like we're only on week 4 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of a weird year, but hey, I'll take it. The more matches we get, the better. So let's do this thing, man.
And so we're gonna go through this next one, this little segment we're gonna have. We're gonna kind of roll through these, but we won't spend too much time on a lot of them. Some we've already talked about.
Yeah. So I want to talk about these most anticipated matchups, guys. And I didn't want to go when we were putting these together. We decided we don't want to go. Oh well, this 2A kid versus this 4A kid, or this 1A kid versus a 2A kid. That's not really what we were looking for. We kind of we wanted to go with what matches are we really excited about that could happen at the state tournament or sooner, right? Regionals or anything else. So these are the matches we want to talk about. 1A. We already talked about it, so we don't spend too much time on it. Cage Williams, Seth Blackledge, happening tomorrow. By the time we throw this out there, it might have happened already. But super excited about that one. That's my 1A one to watch. And then I also, Levi Andrews from Avery, two-time state champ, on track for 4, versus probably his biggest test yet against CJ Henderson. Is CJ Henderson going to be the guy, from Elkin? Is CJ Henderson, state runner-up last year, going to be the guy to unseat Levi Andrews and keep him from 4 titles?
Is he the guy?
That's that. I'm fired up about that one. All right, so we got the 2A.
Next one. I'm excited about this one. Zach Lewis from RS Central. All right, is he going to bounce back this week? Or this one's not coming out.
No, this is just what we want. This is just a want from the state tournament here.
This is just kind of hopes and dreams here, right? I got a little carried away there because of the incredible matchup we have tomorrow night with Blackledge and Williams there. But Zach Lewis from RS and Jacob Cox from South Rowan. That is...
Yes.
That, please, can that happen? And we've got your boy Burchett.
Oh, yeah.
Ford,
I like this kid a lot.
taking on Aiden Curry, hopefully, possibly.
Yes.
That's what we would love to see here.
So,
in that one, I think I'd take Burchett.
I'm going to take Curry, probably. I don't know. I waver on that one because I really like Burchett's skill set.
Yeah.
And then Lewis Cox, I'm going to abstain on that one for further thought process. But those 2 ones, I'm getting really fired up. I mean,
I kind of want to see how Lewis responds.
Yeah, a little
this
bit.
week. The same way I want to see how Arts responds.
And then that's also dependent too on is he going to get down to 38?
Yeah.
Because Cox looks like he's a 38
that's the
fighter.
goal. Yeah.
And so that's state champ for state champ. Then you got state runner-up for state champ. 3A is one we've already seen.
Yep.
Can we run that one back though a couple
see it
times?
again?
Marcus Jackson, Trip Collins. That was fun.
Yeah.
That was fun. Shout out to Trip Rogers.
Yes.
For sending us the match. We got to watch that one. We've talked about.
Trip Collins.
Oh, Trip Collins. I thought you meant Trip Rogers.
And no, I messed up, and I need to publicly apologize to Coach Rogers because I called him Trip Collins last week.
That's
all right. So, and he sent me a message giving me a hard time about it, and I appreciate it.
But you sent it to me. That's what I thought. Send it to us.
And I apologize. Okay. But keep on rolling here.
But Trip Collins sent us that. That was fun.
Yeah.
That was fun. I had a good time watching that. I'm excited to see what adjustments Jackson can make going forward. I think everybody knows my pick for that, but everybody.
I'm still going with Trip.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Jackson in the next one's winning the state tournament, but who knows? A lot of people picked Taylor over Dake a bunch of times, and it didn't work out either. So
you were right about that one time. Or sorry, I mixed it up with Burrows there. I thought you were going with your Kyle Dake.
Everybody kept bias. No matter what, Dake would win. Everyone would pick Taylor. So maybe that's me in this situation for Marcus Jackson, but I am going to continually pick Marcus Jackson to beat Trip Collins, I think. I really like Jackson's skill set. Got to work. I think the thing he's got to make adjustment is he's got to get to Trip Collins' legs. Trip Collins did a great job of keeping him off his legs.
He did.
But this next one's kind of an underrated one. You got River Carroll, who's a state champ from West Carteret.
Yep.
And then you have Orrin Boast, who's West Rowan. I think a lot of people might just go Carroll next topic. Maybe not that far, but they're like, oh, defending state champ, pick him to win.
Yeah.
But Orrin Boast, he's been having a really impressive offseason. I'm really excited to see this one shake out at 170. And then we got our local favorite, Tristan Norris. I want to see him against Jameer Furry and Cody Hardy from Parkwood. It's kind of like those three
I
against
just
each
want
other.
to see Tristan and Jameer.
Yeah,
Man,
well, I think
I want to see that. And I don't want to sleep on Cody.
Yeah, don't
I don't
sleep
want
on
to sleep
him.
on Hardy here, okay?
Hardy had
But
an amazing Super 32
I
run.
want to see Tristan and Jameer in the state finals. I want to see that match. I take Tristan. I think it's going to be closer than people think. I'm not going to say it's going to be bonus points. I'm going to say it's going to be a close match. Jameer is a freak athlete.
He is.
But I think Tristan can slow him down and get to his
I
attacks.
think so. My assessment on the match is going to be like a 6-2, 7-2. Tristan controls it. Not bonus points. Tristan controls it. I think he's just kind of special. And I think he's going to be really good at. But don't sleep on Cody
His
Hardy.
progression has been incredible. Shout out to Tristan.
Yes. Shout out to Tristan, Coach Osteen, Coach Oy, Coach Knock, just the work they put in. But the three of those, we talked about the three of those guys. Like they're all like national radar guys in the same state bracket, and that doesn't really happen very often here in North Carolina. So definitely special.
It's awesome.
And then let's look at how 4A. I think everybody kind of knows that we're pretty excited about 4A.
195 is the best weight in the whole tournament, man.
Yeah, so
it is. They're ridiculous.
We got Dickey, we got Mayer, we got Floyd, we got Cypher, we got Tate, and I put Floyd in there since he wrestled, but it could be Morrison. Either way, plug him in. I think Cypher wins it. I'll go on record and say that now, but I also think it is freaking fun.
I think Floyd and Cypher are the two above everyone else there for me.
And then 160.
And I'm gonna have to hold off on picking that until I have to.
Yeah,
between Floyd and Cypher.
I'll go on the record till Cypher. But then we got 160 with Joe Seeley, who's number 1 ranked in the state already. Yeah. Right, number 1 ranked kid in the state already, freshman. I think we talked about
weekend. Yeah. Look at what Joe did this past weekend.
Cadet and junior, right?
At Northeast Regionals. Yeah.
I heard he might be heading down Southeast Regionals. We'll see.
Yeah.
But I think everybody knows by now. I saw in the pound for pound rankings at NC Matt that he's number 1 already.
Yeah.
So number 1 kid in our state, and man, he went out there to the cadet trials and did the thing. So
yeah.
I mean, we talked about that. So, but his bracket's fun. You got Jaden Doback, state runner-up.
Yep.
Luke Gooden, 3rd place last year at 160, and Joseph Locke.
My boy.
Yeah, so it's a good little bracket. I'm interested.
I don't know if anyone touches Seeley, though.
I'm not sure, man. Like you said, there's kind of levels to this, and I think Seeley's kind of just on another tier than everybody right now. But I like the matchups. I think it's going to be fun. And then the one particular match at 4A 120 that I'm pretty excited about is Mark Samuel and Noah Luna. The reason I kind of like this matchup is because they both have very similar skill sets. Both body types they're both a little lanky. Mm-hmm. They both are really good on top. They both have really good leg attacks. So, and both guys continue to improve. I think it's going to be a really fun matchup. Now, usually when you get 2 guys with similar skill sets, the one who's just a little better kind of takes the prize, right? I'm kind of leaning towards Samuel, defending state champ there from Laney. Really like him working with Boomer Boyd and Alan Waters out there at Innovate. So even though Luna's at C2X and Dark Horse, whoever a great coach is too, but that's a sneaky one that I think will probably get lost in the fray of all the good matchups that 4A has. I'm kind of really excited to see how that one boils down. It probably won't be until state tournament based on geography. So, well, Rhett, man, I'm excited for this week. We got so many good matches.
Please send us some videos of these matches.
Yeah, we can't see it all.
Let us watch it. Let us review it. Let us recap it. We'd love to get you guys some content on us watching these matches.
Yeah, and even if you can't send us the matches, send us the results too.
Yeah,
just so I don't have to refresh track wrestling like 1,000 times and wait for the results to pour in. I don't think anybody spent more time on track wrestling than I have in the past 3 weeks. So just send them to our social media stuff, guys. And really appreciate you guys watching. Check out Carolina's Mat News with Frank Smithwick.
We're out.